So let me bring a bit closer to the action. One thing I've done already here is I put the metering plate on the back, obviously new gasket underneath, new gasket there, so this is ready to go over there. Now what I want to do now is I want to do the put the throttles back on, the throttle plates back on, so generally start with the primary. There we go. So you align it there, make sure this is in line. Now if you remember from the last video, I think what was going wrong with this let's back that out a touch. Okay, so basically if you see those numbers, the numbers should go down, so like so. And you need to try there so that they are in line there. A quick look. There you go. 1, 2. Now, yep, that is sitting correctly. Yeah, so what I was checking here is that the idle, as soon as you come off the throttle, you uncover the transfer slot, but ideally when the throttle is sitting, you shouldn't see it. So this is okay. So let's persevere. Numbers down. There we go. Nice clicky sound. Up a bit, make sure they sit properly. And 1, 2. That's it, that's the primary done. So then what I do, I'll show you from this side. What I do is I'm trying to put it on the light and make sure, yeah, it seats perfectly. So this is the primary done. Let's have a look at the secondary. Now for the secondary, what you need to do is obviously you need to insert this up to the point this slot is about to go in, because you need to put the PTFE Teflon bushings. I think Teflon is a brand name. So the way things go, there you go, number 1, and then you need to do, yeah, so I'm gonna have to do number 2 and number 3 here. So number 2 goes here, there we go. Need to make it like that, and now we're gonna go with number 3 here. Excellent, perfect. So now what I need to do, if I clean my hands a touch, now there's numbers 268V, they go down like so. The throat plates are quite thick. So they need to go in. Okay. I think that should be good enough. So let's do this. So is the transfer slot covered here? Yes, it is. Let me see if I can. If you back the screws a little bit, then you do it like this. Keep it with one finger there, and then do it back up. Let's have a look. Yeah, perfect. Obviously, the shaft is spinning freely at the moment, which you would expect it to be. You have to line them up there, and I've got an extra screw, which I took out one too many. But it's always helpful to have the extra screw just in case. Okay, are they sitting true? Yes, perfect. Okay, so now what I need to do is, let me get this here. So I'm gonna get my good old Loctite 270. As I explained in previous videos, I don't get any sponsorship or anything from this company whatsoever. This is the product that I use, and I paid for it with my own money. So just after that clarification, what do? It's very simple. Obviously this container is well past this prime. So what I do is I take one at a time of the idle mixture screws, and with this little kind of surgical tool-ish, I think it is a surgical tool, I just put a very small dab of Loctite. And the reason I do this is because I want it to be nice and tight, so that it doesn't, so that the screws don't come off. Okay, so now it's time to bolt this base plate into the main body. I did some touches here, so I put the linkage rod there. This is the one that's right for this model. Obviously it's going with a brand new gasket, as you should. I don't want any problems. So here, what we're going to do is put the bolts up very quickly, and this is going to start looking like finished carburetor. Well, no, I won't say finished carburetor, but at least the basics of it are going to be done. Now after this, we're going to move on straight away onto fuel bolts. There we go. So nice and tight. So we've got the carb and the base plate done. Let's put them to one side and let's start doing some other things. So fuel bolts. Let me take this off and put it to one side. There you go. Maybe have a bit of coffee. Cheers. Okay, so fuel bolts. Marine fuel bolts generally tend to be of the non-adjustable type. That means that generally fuel bolts you can regulate it from outside here. Now marine fuel bolts, you can't do that. So they take a very special needle and seat assembly. So let's do this. And I'm going to show you right now how to, well, A, put this on, and B, how to test it, so you know that it doesn't leak. So this little gasket goes here and this unit goes there. Now it is quite important that when you're putting it, you're making it that it's true to the body, so that you need to be really careful, because if not you may damage the threads. And on this sort of model, if you damage the thread, that's kind of the end of it. So you need to make sure that this is progressing well. Yes, it is. Excellent. So 1/2 inch. Yep. There you go, nice and tight. Now with this one is what I call the locating guide. So this bit needs to go facing the front. So if we put this on like that, let me hold it in there so you can see it. There you go, facing the front. Now what we're going to try and do now is we're going to put the fuel, I'm going to put the float, and basically you need to make sure that this is located under here. Now obviously I need to put in the C-clip here, so let me get a C-clip. My little bag of C-clips, anyone will do really. May not be able to see, but I'm having a hard time to procure one of these things because I can't get a purchase. So let's get you guys involved. There you go. So now, this ideally you would do it without with your bare hands. There you go. So that's the basics of it. Then you need the fuel baffle. This is very important. So how do you adjust the fuel on this? So as you can see, this thing needs to be parallel to the roof of the bowl, if I want to call it something. So what you do is you bend this tab down ever so slightly, a little touch more. You need to do this very carefully, and now you can see that it's parallel, and therefore this is the right height level. So how do we know that it isn't leaking? And in marine carbs this is especially important, and I'll explain why. Because in marine carbs you have let's have a look. Here it is. So I found my test rig 2000, and what I do is I get a bit of petroleum jelly on here so that it's a bit lubricated, and I get my classic vacuum pump. So this needs to sit there, and with the float down, so this is closed, what I'm going to try and do, and I'll show you here, I just put my pump in, make sure that the float is down, and there you go, no leaks at all. Okay, so I thought might as well, you know, put a new diaphragm on here. So the technique that I use is that I've done a hole in this piece of wood, which is, funny enough, deep enough to hold the diaphragm like so, like this. So you have to line it up with the holes. Unfortunately you can't see it very well from there, but basically you line up all the holes, and now you very carefully have to drop this in, and whilst you're holding it you need to do the screws. You have to apply quite a lot of pressure to the unit, because if not the diaphragm can be a bit crooked. Okay, so now it's time to test the unit, and basically put your finger here. Perfect. That's it. So now it's an operational unit, and basically what you do here is you put another circlip onto here so that it's secure. So that's secure. Let's have a look. Oh, look! I think I've just got. No, this is not the right one. Now, basically, two models here. The ones I prefer are this ones. They're kind of, some people call it eclipse, but they're slightly better because you can see straight away from outside that the unit's got one. Sometimes these things are very easy to miss. There you go. Perfect. So this is ready to go in. So another little bit finished. Okay, so now I'm going to do the choke, and the choke has a very particular order of integration that you need to do things in. So first is this little filter here, then this lever, then this that goes across, and you need to make sure that it goes there. So now you've got the assembly, then the choke flap. There we go, perfect. Now I just need to get the little screws. To here, 1, 2. There we go. Just like that, we've got an operational choke flap, and it's nice and easy, the action, so it's okay. Now, one of the things that we could do at this juncture is to reinstall the J-pipe. There you go, that's it, golden. Okay, so now I procured the screws. It's quite important that you have this cork gasket there, which has a sealing function. So if we just do this, so this one Something like this. Okay, so now it is located in the right place. There you go. That's it. And now what I need to do is I need to procure a screw for that one. This one would do. So let's open up this and let's test this. Yep, it's working. Yep, fine. Tiny little bit more. So what I'm testing here is obviously that it has the right return action, which in this case it has.